Hello, dear friends. What was once lost can be found again, and what was once great can be made great again with courage, renewal, and hope. Opinion piece. Time for silence, necessary for living. Surrender to harmony. We are in the home stretch. Waiting for developments. Madness produces violence. The headlines write themselves. Mortgages rose 18% in March. Russia may begin its financial restart. Wild wheat may run out in 10 weeks. Fuel prices at an all-time high. Turkey, Argentina, Saudi Arabia want to join BRICS. Peter Schiff expects economy to implode in next 2 months. Let's start. Quiet time spent in nature or simply alone is now vital to find balance as we need to assimilate the immense energetic shifts taking place, plus the way solar flares lift us into higher and higher frequency bands, says Judith Castle. It is time to tap into higher dimensional energy fields. The immensely powerful keys and codes of paradise creation are now being downloaded through our soul and can be accessed. They are then processed through the higher heart center and only then through the higher mind. Your own guides will lead you through this process. Definition. We try to change the world with noise and convulsions, but we will only save it with silent surrender to harmony. Silence is the source of great strength according to Lao Tzu. Silence is something that comes from your heart, not from outside. It means that nothing disturbs you inside. It is better to be king of your silence than slave of your words, as William Shakespeare said. Silence is the absence of noise, and noise is the unpleasant interference that affects a communication process, or the illusory appearance of mundane things that are not great importance. Prayer, fasting, and silence is the same recipe common to all spiritual traditions of humankind that has been practiced since the dawn of time. In Sanskrit, the word mauna means silence. In its most basic essence, this can be practiced as not speaking. Mauna is presented in yoga retreats as a daily period of silence or as several days of silence. For many, the idea of not speaking, even for a few hours, is daunting, as the mind races with questions such as, what am I going to do without conversation? Experience. Judith Castle reveals the following spiritual experience, in quotes. I was taken down from the Sphinx about 3 years ago before I traveled to Egypt, and there is a large chamber beneath the Sphinx which contains liquid crystal tubes. These are liquid light energy in crystal form. They pulsate with pulsating energy in a spiral. They were placed 3 million of years ago, when the war of the heavens ended. They have not been touched since then, but now they are awakening. These were sealed until such time as humankind was ready to finally ascend back to the original seventh dimensional state, and therefore their new form of light body would be able to finally access what is contained in these tubes. Adam Katmon's new body is the fifth to seventh dimensional state, will be more liquid crystalline light. As our very dense bodies were over 80% water, this makes sense. Reset news. First, we are in the home stretch according to Holly. We're still being asked to keep quiet, but things behind the scenes are very positive. Everyone is saying that we are in the home stretch. Never give up and stay positive and have faith. Second, Waiting for developments according to Max data. Many pundits, including Peter Schiff, expect the economy to implode in the next 2 months. Third, Kimberly Gogen claims to be doing a lot of things to help humankind, most of which are not understandable. Her answer to our various world crises is for all of us, for us all, to find new ways to make our own goods, make our own food, govern ourselves, etc. Fourth, Cliff High has made many predictions. He believes that our planet has been so suppressed by evil for so long that most of the inhabitants couldn't survive the next 20 years without spiritual help. 5. Don't hate the white hats. They are saving humankind. 6. The incoming president of Czech central banks wants to increase the gold stock from 11 tons to more than 100 tons. 7. Zimbabwe uses gold and platinum to obtain credit. 8. Russia is thinking of taking the first step of the financial restart. 9. The middle class is seeing their wealth disappear with higher taxes, inflation, higher fuel costs, and the market is going out of control. 10. Saudi Arabia and Argentina are interested in joining the BRICS group. 11. Turkey is at the top of the list for potential integration into BRICS from 2025 due to multiple geographical, and economic factors. 12. Lebanon's recovery plan includes the cancellation of central bank's debt. Crisis. First, world wheat stocks are about 10 weeks away from running out. Second, the economy is crumbling and there is another ticking time bomb according to the X22 report. Third, oil companies are not helping to boost Bitcoin mining. Fourth, the economic crisis will bring down the central banking system. 5. Alternative currencies are going to make a move and this could counteract the system. 6. Debt is crashing the system according to Dale Pinkett. 7. It wouldn't take much to overthrow such a debt-ridden system. 8. We could be looking at a new look for the euro and a new high for the dollar. 9. Mortgage rates are rising and risks are increasing. 10. Fuel prices are at an all-time high and people are feeling the economic pain. Some countries have decided to look for alternative currencies. 11. The price of moving a container falls 22% from the highs of 2021. 12. According to Fox News, blackouts are coming. Grid operators warn they can't handle the strain. 13. Major supermarkets bill ban cash and card payments and only accept payments via digital ID and facial recognition technology. Economy. The New York Stock Exchange closes in the green. Second, Wall Street rises in the financial stretch of the week. Third, world stock markets lose the equivalent of US GDP in just 6 months. Fourth, gold rises as the dollar falls. 5. The price of silver has also risen. 6. The Fed will delay the implementation of ISO 20022 until 2025. 7. Gregory Mannarino says to prepare for a big move in the stock market. 8. Ray Dalio says it's not safe to keep money in a savings account because of inflation. 9. According to Bixwire, gold, silver, oil and stocks have been manipulated by computers since the 1960s. This could end in a very ugly way. Free markets are the only way to freedom. 10. According to James Howard Castler, education in schools is for an economy that no longer exists. We are no longer a society of people who make things, but a society of people to whom things are made. Cryptocurrency. Currencies in plural. First, Ethereum is on the ropes with a new law. Second, Ethereum and Dogecoin suffer more losses than Bitcoin. Third, Bitcoin has a potential downside potential for more than 55% right now. 4. The price of Solana is on track for a 45% drop. 5. Tether Operations Limited arrives in Latin America with a token pegged to the Mexican peso. Markets. First, PayPal lays off employees as growth stalls. Second, Musk, Bezos and Zuckerberg lose more than $150 billion. Third, fertilizer prices fall 30% after demand destruction. USA. First, a scare event. According to the Storm Rider, the US is facing China and Russia in what looks like a world war, but he doesn't think it will escalate. They are trying to play their last cards. Civil unrest will continue as the ship continues to sleep. Second, recently revealed documents have shed some light on the executive branch's secret plans for apocalyptic scenarios. When the president can activate war powers for national security emergencies, according to the New York Times. Third, within the leaked documents is a law that allows the president to seize or shut down communications networks in times of war, impossible martial law, arrest dissidents, and censor foreign news. Fourth, the chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Mark A. Milley, believes that the military is unprepared for new forms of warfare. 5. The U.S. approves arms sales worth more than $3 billion to Australia, Egypt, and the Netherlands. 6. With the announcement that if China were to attack Taiwan, the US would respond, Gaia has told them that if a war were to start, it would cause the world's sixth extinction, cause a pole shift, cause the oceans to churn, and the water to wash away everything. 7. Trump advocates arming law-abiding citizens. In quotes. 8. Trump asks Congress to fund safe schools before sending billions to Ukraine. 9. Consumer confidence sentiment falls to a 10-year low. Europe. First, France's nuclear failures undermine Europe's push to get off Russian gas. Second, Europe foresees the risk of Russia cutting gas supplies this year. Third, sterling rises after households support plans. Fourth, Orban and Le Pen match on dangerous Russia sanctions. 5. The European Union is considering a naval mission to facilitate the exit of grain from Ukraine. 6. European naval mission to remove Ukrainian grain could create a risk of military clash. Davos Forum. First, security and protests, two classics of the World Economic Forum in Davos. Second, leaders from 194 countries and big business returned to Davos from 22 to 26 May after a 2-year hiatus. This year's meeting took place at a time of discouragement and skepticism about the effectiveness of major summits in signaling trends or finding answers. Third, India catches the attention of global investors in Davos, with half a dozen top officials along with 100 Indian CEOs, according to Business Standard. India has not imposed sanctions on Russia, which has provoked Western ire. India moved closer to Russia over US support for Pakistan. 4. Opinion. The Davos Forum doesn't want freedom of speech. It wants everyone to jump through hoops with no exceptions, to be tracked and touched, everyone to have a digital ID, no petrol cars allowed, etc. 5. John Kerry says we humankind are bad for the planet. Now all the world's problems are caused by useless eaters in quotes. 6. For the first time in history, the Davos Group shows its connection to the agenda. That is not our future. We are in the great mass awakening on the timelines of original humankind. Spain. What is Sanchez bragging about in Davos? We are poorer and we are more indebted and burdened with taxes. Second, home mortgages rose 80% in March, the highest in 11 years. Third, new annual high for the Spanish stock market, surpassing 8,900 points. Fourth, the IBEX is up for the 6th day in a row. 5. The IBEX 35 surprises and takes the lead in Europe along with London. 6. Supply companies consider not buying if inflation continues. 7. Spain will send a battery of anti-aircraft missiles and 100 troops to Latvia. Americas. First, the first storm of the season forms off Mexico. Second, Argentina eases the tax burden for thousands of wage earners. Third, Argentina makes progress at the Vatican with the classification of dictatorship archives. Fourth, Argentina enters the world of medical cannabis and industrial hemp. 5. Colombia elects president in the face of proposals for change. 6. The United Nations hopes that the Colombian elections will take place in an atmosphere free of violence. 7. King of TikTok Rodolfo Hernández rises in Colombian polls. 8. Venezuela. The longest living man turns 113 years old. 9. Hundreds of students protest in Santiago de Chile for educational improvements. 10. Chile affirms that it advocates a summit of the Americas without exclusions in quotes. 11. The US expects Argentina to be an active participant in quotes in the upcoming summit. 12. The US congratulates Uruguay's regional leadership towards the summit of the Americas. 13. ALBA supports Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua excluded from the summit of the Americas. 14th. Cuba's Supreme Court reduces sentences for the 15 9/11 protesters. 15. Maduro thanks Mexico, Honduras, and Argentina for their support after U.S. exclusion. 16. South and Central America countries meet in El Salvador to back their currencies with precious metals to go to a better basket. 17. Families of detainees in El Salvador distrust and fear the authorities. 18. Indigenous people are at risk, won environmental Nobel laureates in Ecuador. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.